AJAX Cape Town welcome Black Leopards at the Rand Stadium in what could be the most pivotal clash for both teams, as it could determine their future. They arrived earlier on, and that is the Urban Warriors, already having lost to Black Leopards in the promotion relegation playoffs, and they will not want the same result today. They know they need to win in order to keep that dream alive of returning to the Premiership. Isaac Ndlapo, their captain, comes back, and of course he will partner up with Junior Sibande in the heart of that defense, moving Tendo Mukumela to the left. In terms of that particular formation for AJAX Cape Town, they know what they need to do also. They need to make sure that they do not concede. Looking at Black Leopards, for them, they hold somewhat of an advantage over AJAX Cape Town, as this is their penultimate game. They're still unbeaten in the playoffs this season, and they have a pristine record thus far, and it looks like this is a team that is hell-bent on going back to top flight football. They've only conceded once in 2 games in the promotion playoffs. What it means for two teams, AJAX Cape Town need to win here today if they have any hopes, and hope that Black Leopards draw or lose in their final game against the Chakuma. Well, for Black Leopards, a victory here of course ensures that they will be in top flight football next season, while Chakuma, they do not have a chance. Welcome to match day 5 here at the Rand Stadium. Thank you so much for joining us on your World of Champions in this particular encounter, which is so pivotal for both teams. For AJAX Cape Town, they know that today they need to secure the result prior to them leaving. While for Black Leopards, if they do manage to get a victory here, it does mean that their job is done, and they will go into that final game up against the Chakuma with little pressure. Now, looking at the other teams that have traveled this journey in terms of the playoffs, and of course being successful in going through to the ABSA Premiership in 2012, you had the likes of Chipa United, Black Leopards as well. This is a team that knows this journey very well, and they'll be hoping that some of that experience will be able to pull through. It all started in 2005 with the Tembisa Classic. We remember last season winners in Maritzburg United being able to retain their status in the ABSA Premiership, and of course the year before that it was Black Leopards, the likes of Baroka as well as Highlands Park. Highlands Park was able to of course wrap it up prior to the final game of the season. Well, both coaches know what is at stake here today, and Coach Kelvin Marlin says that with us today, it is all about doing the best that we can, but also we need to make sure that we get a victory. While for Coach Morgan Shivambu, he says we will not put unnecessary pressure to ourselves, but it does feel like a final. Well, let's now hear from both coaches. Coach Kelvin, on what has been a grueling season, both mentally and physically, how's the team feeling ahead of their final game of the season?
Well, if you see the guys in the change room now, they're up for it, they're singing, they're joyous. Obviously we're just hoping for the positive result, but yeah, it's been a long trip, and a lot of them you can see during the week trying to get them to train and things like that sometimes has been tough. Being locked away from everybody, I think, has been the worst thing. I don't think anybody should experience being locked away like this.
Looking at today's formation, Isaac Ndlapo comes back in after like 3 weeks of not playing. Just to elaborate on the changes you've made, especially at the back.
Well, Isaac being the club captain, he's been working hard to recover from the hamstring strain. So we're hoping that that doesn't reoccur today. He's been training well with us. So obviously you want your captain back in the team for a big game like this. So we pulled him back into the team. And then with the other 3 youngsters that came on against TTM in the last game, is to reward the good performance they gave us.
A big day today, especially for Grant Magaman, his 100th game wearing the AJAX Cape Town colours. How much would it mean to you and the team to give him a fitting send-off?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a great milestone for any player to get 100 games, so we're hoping for a good performance from Grant, firstly. He's been struggling a bit with an injury during this trip, so hopefully he will overcome that today and give a good performance for the team, but also for the team themselves, to give him a good send-off regardless of how do I say, the final result. Is just play well today, and hopefully everything works out. And
what type of game will you be expecting from Black Leopards?
Well, I mean, if you look at them, they just need a draw. So, you never know with teams. I mean, you expect them to sit a bit and maybe hit us on the counter, but you can't take anything for granted in this game. So we're going out there for the 3 points. We have to win. I mean, we know that. So we'll see how things work out.
Thank you. All the best.
Pleasure. Goodbye.
Coach Morgan, please take us through the preparations of today's game, especially knowing the implications of today's result.
Yeah, we had a good week preparing for this game. Also looking at the guys there by the change room, you can see everyone is eager to start the game. we want to treat this game as if this is our last game, though we still have another one to play on Monday. But this one, I think, is the one that can decide whether you want to stay on the big league or going down. But I'm positive with the guys. They're going to do everything well today.
And talking about being positive with the guys, an unchanged starting 11 from the last game, please elaborate.
Yeah, I think consistency, sometimes you need to, as long as you have won the game and you didn't get any injuries, so we just had to continue with that. I think the guys, they've been playing together for lots of games, so that's why we decided to go again with the same team.
And how will you counter what AJAX Cape Town will put on the field today?
Yeah, looking at their team, they've got lots of young players. They usually use their wing play, but we'll deal with it. Obviously, if they can't penetrate on the wings, they will go straight to Rogers, which is something that we know. That one is not, you can't hide about it. They will go through to him, they will try and flick it, second ball, so we just need to deal with the second ball.
Thank you, all the best.
Thanks.
Coach Morgan Shivambu talks about treating this as a decider, which it could possibly boil down to it being a decider in commentary. We have Tembo Boy alongside Fabian McCarthy for this one.
Dedicated channels for your favorite sport is here. Channel 202 is now your home for the PSL, with the best of the Premier League on 203 and La Liga on 204. Rugby, cricket, golf, tennis and motorsport have also moved to their very own home. And you can catch the very best headline-making live sport on SuperSport Grandstand, a premium channel on 201. For more details about the new SuperSport channel lineup, visit supersport.com/home of sport.
South Africa will be desperate to right the wrongs from their 57-0 defeat.
I was thinking to myself, maybe, it's time to move on.
My team has no one would have given this team a chance.
A country that so desperately needs to smile collectively has been given an emphatic reason to do so tonight.
See us winning the World Cup, lifting the World Cup. I believe it strongly.
Hi Africa, this is Shaka Issa from ESPN FC. We are looking forward to welcoming our DSTV viewers to ESPN, the home of American sport, available on DSTV, channel 218 from the 27th of July.
Let me introduce you to the king. Let you know I ain't playing with you.
We dream along the road to success, knowing that innovation needs a home, drawing inspiration from life. Collaboration is what fuels excellence. We know that to go further, you must go together, because wisdom is vision with experience. We prepare today because tomorrow belongs to us. Glad Africa, we engineer history.
A day of reckoning, rush hour, the last dance, catch me if you can, Judgment Day. This game reads like a Hollywood blockbuster, and you know what? It is. AJAX recently blew a 7-point lead over Swallows in the bio bubble to seize a direct route back into the PSL. That was in August. Fast forward to September. Bags packed, coordinates loaded. It's another shot at redemption. Will the promotion hopes this time around reach their final destination, or will they be cropped out of the final edit? And warm welcome to you all ahead of this cliffhanger that it's a match day 5 of the 2019-20 promotion relegation battle. It truly deserves an audience. It's live Friday afternoon action from Rosettenville's 30,000 capacity Rand Stadium as we await a big playoff win, potentially for Black Leopards, that could all but guarantee AJAX Cape Town a return to the Premiership. We just wait the two teams just to step out of the darkness and into the light, being led by referee LEOPARDS, who's to, really be the man at the helm for this crunch encounter, as I mentioned. I have to say as well, it's a true shame. Only a handful of a lucky few are able to be here to witness this tie in the flesh itself. First start is the away side in the form of Black Leopards. In their golden and black strip, being led by Captain Mwape Musonda. He's been leading them since the start of the season. Will he finish it off in style? So much lies on his shoulders alongside that man in picture, Eliza Rogers, in extremely fine form. I will break down as to what his numbers have been doing this season. Absolutely prolific in front of a goal. Really, he's been good for his performances. And for Leopards, they win in their second last promotion match would seal a 2019-2020's 15th position Premiership team that is placed remaining in the top flight with a game to spare. As I mentioned, at the helm of it all is LEOPARDS, to be assisted as well by his trusty colleagues Alfia Sitole, Emmanuel Disani, as well as Mark Linden on fourth match officials. Abongile Tom, the fourth official. Well, for AJAX Cape Town, a retainee amongst the ranks is the captain Isaac Klatshwayo. The only change at the back alongside Junior Sibande. Last time Isaac Klatshwayo, Isaac Nklapu, should I say, played in the AJAX colours, was back in the 12th of August. Good to see him back. He's been struggling with a hamstring injury in an otherwise unchanged lineup. For Morgan Shivambu, well, starting 11 has remained the same from the one that won against TTM. Zulu, Ndou, Masia Mudau and Ndlovu all starting their third consecutive game on the trot as they back a 5. Gambi and Abubakar, a new midfield partnership tweak there for Shivambu, Makawa Makatwa and Tutwa to assist Musonda, and that man, all eyes will be on Grant Margaman as well. I'll tell you exactly why. We're going down first though to pitch sign for a moment of silence. And on the balance of play, statistically, well, let's get our calculus and calculators out. A draw would leave Little Tatuva needing to win by any margin or draw against Shakuma at FNB Stadium on a Monday. Well, AJAX, Glad Africa Championship runners-up, bounced back into contention for promotion with a 5-1 thrashing of TTM some 72 hours ago. Will they come back with aplomb and finish off in style while we're off here at Rosettenville in Rand Stadium? Such a bumper game that awaits us. AJAX attacking from left to right in their traditional red and white strip. While Little Tatuba, the men from Limpopo in their golden and black strip, will they find the golden touch from right to left? Alongside me is the man with the golden touch himself. Well, Fabian McCarthy, a very good afternoon to you. So what a game it promises to be.
Yes, indeed. Good afternoon, Temba. Good afternoon to everybody. I'm looking forward to a great game. Obviously, Leopards needed a point. Victory will keep them in. But for AJAX, they must score more than 3 goals to still stand a chance and wait for the outcome of the last game of the playoffs on Monday.
Well, interestingly, Fabian, Urban Warriors, if you look back, have 6 points from 3 matches. And that big win gave the Urban Warriors a +4 goal difference. Leopards have 6 points as well from 2 games, but sit currently on a +3 goal difference. Statistically, if AJAX beat Little Tatuba by single goal margin, there's movement already ahead of for Grant Margaman as he looks to punch holes in this Black Leopard side. Well, as I was saying, if they go on to do what they are planning to do, that's beat Little Tatuba by single goal margin, they will leave Leopards needing a win by 3 goals in the final playoff fixture. That's on Monday, as I mentioned, at Soccer City. Interesting as well, given how porous TTM have been conceding 3 big playoff defeats. They've been allowing in 11 goals and scoring 3. AJAX might hope to put a few goals past Leopards if they manage a win at all. That's that game on Monday is going to be quite a crucial one. Never mind this one as well.
Yes, indeed, and I think AJAX just couldn't get a point against Leopards in the previous game that they played, because I think they had a better second half in that game.
Better second half indeed, and should Leopards the last sort of the dynamics, should Leopards and AJAX complete their playoffs after Monday, easy pickings for Hengomen. The fixtures level on points, that is on goal difference. The number of goals scored is the deciding factor, Fabian, which is a present in favor of the Cape Bay side after that performance against TTM, winning 5-1.
That's why I say they need more than 1 goal today to beat Leopards. So that come Monday, whenever Leopards get a victory, the goals is not bringing AJAX or holding them in the championship for next season.
See that man, Eliza Rogers, already putting himself up against the likes of Ndo. That's going to be one hell of a battle between those two.
That's going to be the battle in the air,
yeah.
Battle on the ground. We'll have to see who's going to walk away with blood after this game.
And that's interesting as well. I think Coach Morgan Shivambu had a quick glimpse at the team sheet prior to the game. Lovely pass to Van Magam, and he looks for an outside of the foot pass. Perhaps an easy one was to find Dale Wakefield, who made quite a big name for himself in the last game against TTM, getting his debut and getting an assist as well in that game. I was going to say, Morgan Shivambu got the team sheet, had a look at it. If I was him or the opposition today, look at Isaac Nkapo. Has not been in the side since August. He's been struggling with hamstring injuries, and Roy Mahamud has got the nod out of him. Otendo Mukumela has partnered up whichever centre-back partner he's been given throughout the course of the remaining games. I would say match fit. I think not. Let's attack that. I see it as a weak spot for Morgan Shivambu. What do you think?
Yes, good observation there, Temba. But once again, maybe Coach Marlon thought about the leadership, the fighting spirit, and what Nklapo is bringing to this team, that motivation on its own when he's on the field of play. But yeah, match fitness, we'll have to see how long it's going to last in this game.
Man who's been playing a majority and a chunk of the games is that man in picture, Coin Standard. Played over 20 games for Calvin Marlin, his third promotion, relegation, or playoff start. He's been a trusted soldier in the back.
Very consistent also, you know, performance game, each and every game, bringing in those crosses. And obviously you could see, once he gets close to the 18-yard area, the goal-scoring area of Leopards, he will bring in those premature, good hard and low crosses or back posts. Because the last game, Eliza Rogers, he supplied 1 goal, and I think he will do it again today.
And the defenders have really helped in, chipped in with a couple of crucial goals. Remember that goal from young Johannes, the defender coming off the bench and getting the third important goal that sealed the victory. Good pass there, good play from the powerful Musonda. Other options, Tiklas Tukla presenting himself, a deep run from Robert Ngambi. Well, not spotted, and nothing comes of it there. Wakefield produces nothing but a foul. Some big goals coming from the defenders. I mean, look at Temba Mukumela, 5 goals for the season alone.
Also, we've seen 1 or 2 own goals coming of defenders, or defenders setting up or giving that final pass to the strikers to score the goals there. The young man there was beaten, couldn't get up and close the space there, so we had to bring Mudau down.
Perhaps some quiet words to Dale Wakefield to say, youngster, you want to be conceding cheap fouls in dangerous areas, because set pieces, 2 of them they scored Black Leopards in the last game. They do prove dangerous, and another good-looking delivery. It's Zulu. It's his first thought whenever he gets the ball out wide, just to load it and curve it, and just teasingly past defenders.
That's what you have to do, keep the pressure on the defensive team. If you can, just get the ball in there quickly, but good defending there from Sibande.
I think I just caught a picture of Abednego Musiakar out there with a bib and mask looking one as if he's really missing playing.
Yeah, I saw him during the warm-up. He was collecting some balls there or giving the players some balls. Him, unfortunately, you could see they were stretching them through the last games of the league. And it's good to see Musali is back today on the bench for them.
I think those two, they've really patched them up and tried to get them fit and fighting fit for the upcoming games, the last remaining for the Glad Africa Championship, leading to the promotion relegation playoffs. But just didn't work out for them. Loose pass from Margamet, who's starting his 100th game for AJAX, having been there now preaching 13 years. What a send-off it would be for the 22-year-old to give the Urban Warriors. Of course, as heavy touch from Ndo, but nothing comes of it. Look at the high press from the Urban Warriors. Dale Wickfield looks to press, but they beat that press easily. Matlaba seems to all be given a free role in the latter part of the season. Most often than not, you see him playing either side of the wing, but even in the last game against TTM, he almost played like a quarterback. And at times you find him on the left and at the right-hand side, but he was more central than usual, Fabian.
Yeah, indeed, they use him more central for that pace, that power up and down.
Speaking of pace and power, the cross was a very good one, well met by the front post run of Red Hot Mwape Musonda. 11 goals in all competitions for the Zambian. So much rests on his shoulders.
Seeing without the Wickfield was just a bit, he just couldn't get the touch on it. And the way Sibande is defending there, rather go and try and attack the ball with your left foot, because it's your strong foot. You clear it from the way it comes from, or you clear it away. But as a defender, once you shift your body, you allow the attacker or the striker that space where he can find that touch and get the ball towards your goalkeeper.
It's a tactic we've seen quite often from Ajax, that near post a flick on run from Eliza Rogers. He nearly unwittingly worked out for Grant Margaman, who was the most alert in the box. It shows why he scored 5 goals this season. It's his most prolific season since becoming a professional footballer. We take it back to 2016-17, where he amassed just a mere 3 goals. That was his highest tally. It sits on over 5 in this campaign. He's grown over the years, added different dynamics to his already impressive game. He loses out easily.
See the intentions of the Ajax team. It's trying to be first on the ball, trying to win every battle. Some of them are going man on man, and this is also another battle. We're going to have to see who gets the better of the 2 captains in this game.
Looking back at Nhlapo very sheepishly. There was a shot to come across from Tukra. Incidentally, Leopards hoping to make it 4 wins in a row in all competitions since 2012 over the team from the west of the Cape. Incidentally, no draws during that time, so expect a winner based on what's come before. And crossing fingers and toes, I hope.
Yes, the Popomo dance, Temba. Hope Ajax can score more than 2 goals and don't concede any goal.
Tukra. This is a unique technique that he punches through the ball and gets exactly that. Again from a set piece. Black Leopards get the first. Morgan Shivambu ecstatic. Oh, Isaac Masia. What a goal. Big moment. It's 1-0. Black Leopards in match day 5 of the promotion relegation playoff.
How can you allow a free header in the box? And you know, Temba said it's not so dangerous for that ball because the technique that is been taken is not an in-swinger. But here again, you see the marking box. Rogers there was way too late, and Masia just directed the ball into the far post. I mean, Ajax are bound to concede goals in the first 20 minutes. Hengelmann should have, I think he could have at least covered that far and near post of his positioning there wasn't right. But hey, the Leopard is drinking water.
The Leopard is having lunch in Rosettenville. Quick question, why there was nobody in the far post? Margaman was in the front, but nobody at the back post. That's confirmation. Isaac Masia scoring for 2 games in a run. I scored against TTM as well from a similar position, from a similar move. And he's completed that trick yet again. Clearly they did not watch that game. We did. Smack bang on the quarter of an hour. What a time to get it. And this must be a major confidence booster. Well, Fabian, is that goal difference now is even. More to play for it.
Yes, indeed. And I was just mentioning to say Ajax mustn't concede a goal, and there, boom, set place again. They might have watched the game, Temba, against TTM, but how do you stop it? You have to analyze it and work on it and prepare to say, you going with this guy. I'm always saying mixed marking when you have corner kicks against you is the best, instead of zonal and trying to stop the runners, because when a guy has 2-3 steps and you that are standing static, he will definitely out-jump you, even if you're the shortest guy in the team or wherever. The guy that has the 2 steps has an advantage to out-jump you.
Buchaka does not connect the pass with Eliza Rogers. And I just mentioned, just before the goal, Leopards are winning 3 games in the previous 3. They were hoping to make it 4 wins in a row, and guess what? They seem to have repeated that trick. That's the tail of the tape as it stands. Black Leopards, well, the 3-point lead with still a game to play in Chakuma FNB Stadium on Monday. All eyes will be on that one. As things stand, well, they've really boosted their hopes of staying in the ABSA Premiership.
Yes, normally the playoff points to win it or stand a chance to be crowned champions of the playoffs is if you have 8 points, Temba, from all your games.
Futumani Butaka. Can the youngster provide a magical moment starting his third promotion relegation? Butaka Mukumela. I think Morgan Shavambu will be happy with those kind of movements from Eliza Rogers, taking him away from where he does his business. That's in the 18 area, far wide, and if he gets the ball, I don't think he has the mobility anymore to really grab the pitch. This man does. Tukla on the run, and Mkambi was sniffing. Dale Wakefield has seen precious little of the ball on the left-hand side. It's been interesting. You'd have to go back 9 years since the last time AJAX got a victory in this fixture. Are they going to get an equalizer? Big push on Mkhize, but it was a legal one, according to referee LEOPARDS.
Yeah, Abubakar just stretched out his foot there and just kicked the ball towards his goalkeeper. I think Mkhize there was a great move, but he should have got the ball onto his right-hand side instead of wanting to take another pass and got his body between the ball and Abubakar's right foot. Then maybe the ref could have given him a foul for that. But yeah, if you don't make that split quick decision there, the defenders will react definitely before you.
Incidentally, the last time they met in a AMSA Premiership game, that's what they are vying for. It was back in Cape Town Stadium in the season of 2011-2012. The last time AJAX won in this fixture, 4-3, it ended. Brent Carlos, Evans and Matthew Booth, our colleague, on the score sheet on that day for Black Leopards, Ramakalela, as well as Kingston Carter on the score sheet.
It's a 2012 season?
Yep, 2011-2012. The last time AJAX beat Black Leopards in all competitions. We then met 2 years later, Fabian. They played in the last PSL game at Peter Mokaba Stadium. 7 years, 5 months, 2 days to the day. It was in the 13-14 season. I'll tell you why that match was of a significant score for handball. Not to be assistant coach Bonge Zimbabwe was part of the starting 11 on that day. In the lineup that also included a young Tiani Mapunda and Matthew Booth as well, who started alongside Tulani Tlatrayo. Approaching half an hour, Black Leopards still holding all the aces in this game. It is AJAX Cape Town that need to do the business for themselves, not leaving it to others to do them favors.
AJAX have to find a way to get they have to find a way to get an equalizer, because now you see Leopards are in the lead, and obviously it's gonna come down. Hope not like the first game they had during the playoffs, where Leopards scored early in the first half and the game ended with that same score. So hope AJAX can find that equalizer before they go into the second half.
Well, they know what they need to do, get the ball to Eliza Rogers. He's 5 goals in the last 5, including a hat-trick versus TTM. Only time his name wasn't on the score sheet was on match day 2 of the playoffs at FNB Stadium. That hat-trick brought his tally to 13 in all comps. He scored a 9 in the Great Africa Championship.
Just missed out on the double figure.
Yeah. Tell you another interesting stat about his 13 goals for the 2019-20 season. Standard. Look how high up he's gone. Another aspect of the AJAX game plan. The fullbacks pushing up high up the pitch, hence the sort of numbers you see that they're posting. Mukomelo at 5 goals, Cohen Standard has a goal as well. Johannes has a goal, Solichuan as well. So goal scoring defenders, and you see why they love to play on the front foot. Then from Ngwenani, Tendo Mukumela, forced to turn back. Matlaba on defensive duties. That's loose play there. No pressure whatsoever to the air of the Pac-Man. Yeah, you can see.
There's not a good sign on his face. Yeah. And obviously, Sibande there was no pressure, nothing at all. And you know, Leopards is trying to drop in there on a big compact, and they're allowing AJAX to play the ball just in front of them. And I think their plan is to hit AJAX on the counter attack.
Been struggling with injury. Kevin Marlin just confirming before the game that they've had to patch him up to ensure that he plays some of these games, and well, struts out for his 100th appearance in AJAX colours today. Turn and a foul to boot. But they turned Shunya Sibande there. Got too tight.
And it was too late.
And that's the water break. As things stand, it is Morgan Shivambu that is out muscling and outclassing AJAX Cape Town's Kelvin Marlin in a big crunch game in the match promotion and relegation playoff match day 5. Fabian, the first half that I think Black Leopards have really done well, and is again I think from midfield where they do the dangerous work, where they do and they lay the foundation, the likes of Mgambi Abubakar Matlaba, that allow Musonda, Makhetwa and Tutwa to do what they do best, and that's really put defenses under pressure. How have you seen the opening 24 minutes as we are halfway through the half?
Obviously, I think Leopards make use of half a chance they got, but what you say in the middle there where Thabo Matlaba is, they're trying to stop Magaman and Mkize for controlling and getting those free balls and playing those passes forward to the strikers for Elijah Rogers and them. But Leopards, what they're doing so well is they drop deep. Musonda is pulling one of the defender centre backs of AJAX deep in, play it back, and then they move into that space between Musonda, Matlaba and Mugambe. They are the ones that's putting the AJAX defenders under pressure. They are actually trying to suck Stander in on the left hand side, so that the number 36, the Tiklas Tlangwane, so that he can have that space when Leopards has the ball and is in an advantage, because every time they win the ball in the middle of the field, you will see they'll always play it out onto the right hand side where Tukwane is operating.
We're hoping you are really enjoying yourself watching this particular one. As I mentioned, Resort and Villa at Rand Stadium, incidentally, this historic venue, 1976. The venue was famously staged a first ever multi-racial South African national football team when they played Argentina, if memory serves me correctly, during the apartheid era. It was under the ban of the International 11 to avoid a ban from World Soccer Body FIFA. So interesting. There's one 2009, the Nedbank Cup final between Swallows and the University of Pretoria was also played at the venue. So AJAX Cape Town, will they find a historic comeback in this one and lay the foundation to ensure that they are back in an ABSA Premiership come 2020-21 kickoff?
if I was Coach Marlon Temba, I should have looked at it and thinking on bringing all the experienced players I have on the bench, you know, Thabo Musadi and Kawe, to come and just add some steel and fighting spirits to the team.
Question is, how fit are they? Because I think I guarantee you, at Thabo Musadi being fully fit, he starts ahead of Kumani Butaka. As well as the youngsters acquitted himself, I think you need that experience in these really crunch, high-pressure games. And Roderick Kwabu, since coming back in the side, AJAX have been a far much better balanced side, and I think he just misses out, perhaps just feeling a bit leggy. He started the last 2 games after coming back into Calvin Martin's starting 11. Chaka just tripping himself up.
Yeah, I thought he didn't realize that he was already on the line when he had his first touch on the ball, so that he just slipped maybe and lose control.
Look at the likes of Kabwe, over 23 appearances in this campaign. Just some of the squad members for Kabwe they're walking wounded at times. As you can tell, the captain missing out large parts of the last part of the season due to a hamstring injury. Grant Margaman was a question ahead of this one, but he plays. Thabo Musadi, 29 appearances with a goal return of 4. Come off the subs bench for most of the promotion relegation playoffs. The cross was not the best we've seen. We move.
Yeah, no, that was a poor cross from Tuka, but you could see the stretch from the halfway line. He had to run before he could get that pass, and I think he should have taken another touch and maybe just try and control the ball better and then just hit it in, because inside the goal scoring area of AJAX there was 2v2 there, you know, and for a defender you have to watch the ball, you have to watch the man, and you have to watch the space that you're positioning yourself in.
Look at the numbers in gold and black. About 6 of them that I counted surrounding 3 AJAX players. They're defensively organized, they switched on. They don't want to concede as we hit half an hour. There's a man from Limpopo that will hold all the aces in this game. Attempted cross to find the back post run over. They have a busy Thabo Matlaba. Cape Town haven't really been allowed to play at their fast attacking game. As you see the likes of Wapa Musonde keeping Junior Sibande and Isaac Ntapo busy.
Yes, Musonde just knowing that Sibande touches that ball last, so he's not going to do anything. He's just going to get his body between Sibande and the ball and allow it to go out for a corner kick.
I expect to get a corner in this game. As you saw, I don't know if you picked up Grant Margaman at the bottom of the picture, just smashing the upright post in frustration. I think that tells you all you need to know how the opening 30 minutes have gone. Haven't gone their way, he thinks.
Yes, indeed, and especially for him with his 100th game for AJAX, you don't want to.
They scored from the last corner. Can they repeat that trick again? Tendo Mukumela says not this time, buddies. Oh, an attempt from quite some distance out. Don't score that one. That would be the one for the record books. 29-year-old. United Leopards since 2014-15 season, one of the longest serving members. As confirmation of the score was Doe's centre-back partner Isaac Masia, who got the opening goal in this encounter. been quite consistent in terms of their picks, particularly at the back. Zulu, Ndo, Masia, Modawe and Grove were all starting the last three.
Yes, you have to keep it consistent there, especially your last line of defense. If nobody get injured or you're forced to make a change, you can't just change it and bring somebody in. I mean, the players were fit, they were competing in the PSL, so you just have to go all the way and keep that unit together.
Joe should be quite fit. He's only played a handful of EPSA Premiership games, only 3 in the PSL. Instead, in the PL Promotion Relegation Playoff, good cross from Mukumela for the first time. He forays forward and almost AJAX profiting from that. It was a very difficult ball to control. Removed.
Yes, good cross there from Mukumela, but he should have maybe left his head up and played more to the penalty spot where Magaman was going on there. He just played it hard and low and nobody followed up on the ball. Stander got it on the far post and tried to connect with Elazar Rogers there. But Makubela tried his best to control it, but I think that was an opportunity waste for AJAX.
Courage if I was Mukumela. First real run, feels first real attack in terms of troubling Kuliso Motau. He got him.
Got into a very good position there, just in the 18-yard, in between the 6 and the 18-yard line, and he played a nice cross in there, but unfortunately nobody connected with it.
Oh, the Pac-Man eating up some ground now. Bit of skillful work, and he does find the pass. Butaka. Oh, the door closed quickly in the youngster's face. Leopards really don't want to let this one slip. They know they now have a 3-point gap over the opposition. Offside from Mwako Musonda.
AJAX are seeing now more of the ball. It's just that when they get into the final third, the decision making or the pass, that final pass to play or find a white and red t-shirt in that crowded area where you just see gold and black.
A lot of positional changes between the team in red and white. Margaman coming deep, Butaka playing from the left, Riser Rogers playing in the 10. Skillful work from the veteran. Just couldn't find that final pass. I think that's what lets them down thus far. Opening 35, 10 away from the halftime whistle.
You see that second touch before he decided to pass. He shouldn't have made that second touch. He should have just played it on because both his teammates were running into that space, so he could have just played it through there and get himself into the box.
AJAX have probably the first half, or first part of the first half, did more defending, and in the latter parts now, I think Black Leopards have allowed them more position and defended. By virtue of that, it is them that have a higher possession stats as well as passing accuracy.
That normally happens when you score first. You just allow it, just happen naturally. You allow the team that are down to get more possession or get more onto the ball. Maybe they're saying, let's try and defend this one goal.
And they did the same against CTM as well. The moment they got their goal, they fell back. And it wasn't as front-footed in terms of approach as it was. You saw Mfekane, being a younger brother of Sonobile Mfekane. His debut season for the team from Ikampa. Good defensive work, and then Makaba feeling a kick there. It wasn't Makaba. Mudau, yep.
He's been strapped up since the playoff started. You know, you had white stripping, now you have black stripping. And from the look of things earlier on in the game, he even...
Oh, that was interesting. What Mudau, he fell down, feeling his leg, stood up again, then fell down and stood up again quickly, realizing that AJAX won the attack.
you know what, you could see that they are still defending and the ball is still in their own half, so we had to get up. Otherwise, they were not going to kick the ball out. You know, we did the basic of football there, or defending. Just put your body between the man and the ball, and then, you know, you get the ball clearly, or you will foul you, then you want possession. I think he will celebrate the birthday once he knows if they are back staying in the PSL or if they go down to the championship.
Matlaba, great touch. Does have a good left foot, but not to be on that one.
No, I think he was rushing it, Matlaba, there, because he had space and he could have played. They were two. One of his teammates was just leaking behind him, so it wasn't Ngambe. It was Makhatlela. So they could have played 1-2 there and take Kubelo on.
Yeah, we mentioned Ngambe as he's starting his only second game, the promotion relegation playoffs. High foot there from Wakefield. Let us referee LEOPARDS say quickly on the scene, calling the youngster over. Is he going to get a stand? Talking to, is he being sent to the naughty corner?
Not yet.
Not
He's
yet.
just been warned.
Lucky boy.
I think he's trying to do too much,
yeah.
And he's not taking the defenders on there. Again, you see, he won the ball. Zulu is guiding him, is driving him into his own half, and there again he just went over the ball. I think Ngambe's lucky he didn't catch him full on the ankle.
Was Ngambe recently turned 34 7 days ago. Happy belated birthday to him.
He's been in the wars. He's been in the wars ever since he came to South Africa.
Now in the wars is Musonda as well. Oh, powerful play from the Zambian. A cheeky little grin from the hitman.
You could see there he beat Sibande with strength and the bounce of that ball, but Nklapo was ever ready to just cover his partner there. There you can see Sibande was confused. He didn't know what to do with the ball, and Nklapo just stretched out that long right leg of his.
You see why Nklapo starts for Calvin Mullen most games when fit. Great cover work there. Sibande 6s and 7s. Allow the ball to bounce in your own 18, facing the wrong way at that. Another delivery from Tukla. This time around, the man from Cape Town easily deal with it. We move, goal kick. Ever since that Mwape Musonda, my brother Isaac Masia goal of Eben, that man Nick Henneman has barely made a save. Really, he's been underused. If truth be told, it's a testament to what we said earlier. The fact that Black Leopards, ever since scoring that goal, have been more comfortable with allowing Black Leopards to do, AJAX Cape Town to do this, get the ball and play from the back, but then come alive and pounce in the dangerous areas.
And then he's still cold. Yeah, he hasn't been in much of the action, you know, where it matters most. And also what I find it strange where Hengelman is not helping his defenders coming out for those balls, you know, especially when they set places, corner kicks in and around the area, because you have to be alert, or you have to at least know that at my far post there's nobody there, so I'm covered from the halfway to the far post.
Kaya Mfetani, youngster loses possession with alarming ease. And ball there against Mukomela, and it is a move. I think that's something Calvin Marlin will be saying to his fullback. Since they're allowing us to have possession of the ball, let's push as high up as possible the fullbacks, which is what they naturally tend to do anyway. And that's how they were one of the highest scoring team in the recently concluded Grand Africa Championship.
And you know, you could see Leopards analyzed and studied Ajax very well, because on the sides where Zulu and Mudau on the wing backs, they double upping with the midfielders so that they don't allow the Ajax attackers to go.
Finally, they get behind the Leopards defense. The ball is cut back, and Mkhize on rushing run, but the referee Kolobadi says it's an illegal play. Let's play on, lads.
Looks like the ref.
Have a second look at that one.
Yes, we have to, because looks like the ref was way far from that action there, and Mkhize is just holding his ankle there. I think Abu Bakr did make contact with Mkhize's right ankle.
Question, did he make contact with the ball as well? Let's see. Butsaka with a good run, Fabian.
Yes, indeed, and that's the ball that you have to play.
Hard to see from that one.
This is what it will give us a clear look on that ball. I have a feeling it was a 50-50 ball. Yeah,
it could have gone either way.
Either way.
Malin knows which way it's gone. Look at the blood pumping in his face. That's a foul, man, he says. Unfortunately, Mr. Marlin, Kolobadi is the man who has the last word. And it's good to see that Sipesi Mkhize, the under-23 internationals, up again.
It's also a product of the champions, PSL champs.
Another one who struggled to get minutes in that midfield. And well, firstly in the MDC, remember he made a couple of appearances for Coach David Notwani, who's the head mentor for Abafana Bastaila at junior level, reserve level.
He's the coach of the team that was supposed to compete in the Olympics.
Yep.
So yeah, we see how Coach Deza is going to do it, and obviously next year just the preparations has to be good, and obviously he's got a good crop of players. Once again, Ajax conceding a soft goal, you know, from a corner kick that wasn't actually dangerous, but well executed, and a good header there from Messia. And I think Ajax should have started the way they started the game. It looks like they wanted to be up into the faces of Black Leopards, but hey, once again, the experience of Leopards I think there's the only opportunity that Leopards got into the game, and if you want to win such games in the playoffs or wanting to secure your spot in the PSL, it doesn't matter how many you score, even if you just score one and close the back door. So we'd like to see how Ajax is going to come out in the second half from this break.
I think a good starting point is well, that ambition and passion and fire that Grant Margaman has shown their captain. I think they need a few more players around him to follow suit. I mean, you saw that in a piece of skill, legs flying everywhere. There was the Ghanaian Mumana Abu Bakr. His numbers are plenty flat forward. 3 in the box for Tikla Tukla to find. Will he find the danger man in Mgambi and Musonda? The answer is no. They go back to go forward. Makrekwa easily dispossessed. Look at that. Margaman on defensive duties, offensively as well, shown that burning desire. I think they need a bit more players to rally around him if Ajax are to get anything out of this game, Fabian.
Yes, they just need to add the experience in the second half.
Musonda. Surrounded by a sea of red and white. Not giving him an inch of space. This man has space now. Margaman on the 10. Butaka at the bottom. Eliza Rogers central. Good touch from the 35-year-old. Margaman against this man. A step over from the Pac-Man. He cuts it back. Is he going to lay it on the plate for Eliza Rogers? Thinks about the shot. Butaka. Cross-come shot. Wakefield! Misses.
Oh my, that should have been the goal that get them back into the change room. That motivation. You could see the kid man there from Albert. You know, this man has been with AJAX for so many years, and great 1-2 interpassing here between. I think Magaman there just having the dummy there, play to Rogers. His first touch didn't allow him to have a shot at goal, but that one from Kaya there was wasted, and Wingfield just opened up his body too much there with the instep, because you could see the intention is clear. He wanted to play it into the far post of goalkeeper Ndlovu's goals.
Fabian, again, it's the captain Margaman saying, Professor Ntute, Kitwana check out and showing some skill work to Isaac Masia. Left him for dead there, but Dave Wilby Wakefield, I think, should have done better, took his time, and should have found the back of the net, really, in that opportunity. 3 AJAX players, and among the 3 of them, they should have at least tested goalkeeper King Ndlovu. It is still nil at almost the end of the first half. I don't know how it is still nil for AJAX Cape Town and 1 for Black Leopards. We should be even, Fabian.
Yes, we should have been even, and I think AJAX had the better chances than Leopards in this game. Leopard got half a chance, as Lucky is saying.
They scored.
Corner is a goal.
Now is a goal going to come from this side of the pitch. Mukumela had time to measure the cross, and the delivery just let him down in the end.
You know what was confusing there for Makumela? He didn't see Rogers there, so he had to decide, am I playing it long, am I playing it, you know, the waist height, or am I playing it at the far post? So he couldn't find Rogers in the back of Rogers wasn't in that goal scoring area.
In the end, he did neither of the above, as Black Leopards meet up just before heading into the halftime break. It is they that have done all the talking with their feet. It was the biggest chance fell to Dale Wakefield, the youngster, though, fluffing his lines. And, it is 1-0 at the halftime, and it really, truly should be 1-1. AJAX Cape Town need to sharpen up in front of goal if they are to wrestle back momentum and find themselves at least level with Black Leopards, who still have a game in hand heading on Monday. At the halftime, it's 1 Black Leopards, 0 AJAX Cape Town.
On Saturday, the Red Devils get their campaign underway at Old Trafford against the Eagles, who are off to a flyer.
It's nice that the pre-season's gone okay, and it's great that we're off to a good start.
Then, this is dangerous. It's a magnificent finish from Pierre Gabriel. Arsenal 3 goals to the good. They are off and running. Arteta's troops are firing on all cylinders. Next, they host the Hammers, who need to turn things around after their lackluster start to the season. Everton tackle West Brom. Leeds play Fulham. Manchester United host Crystal Palace. And Arsenal face West Ham. The 2021 Premier League season, now on a dedicated SuperSport Premier League channel. Stay connected to DSTV. This broadcast is proudly brought to you by Discovery.
We ready? Let's go. Across Africa, in homes, towns and cities, men, women and children will stop, united by football. It's the world's game.
Glorious!
Download the DSTV Now app to watch the world's best football anywhere you like.
Get DSTV Premium's dedicated channels for unmissable rugby, cricket, Grand Slams, majors, football and more. It's unrivaled access to the biggest sporting events in the world.
This is your champion.
That's the premium difference.
Get DSTV Premium for unrivaled access to the biggest sporting events in the world. It's dedicated channels for unmissable rugby, cricket, Grand Slam, majors, football and more. All with in-depth commentary.
Oh, they're walking up the crowd here.
Insights and expert analysis.
The Billy takes it down the line.
Get closer to the stars and experience the greatest sport like never before. That's the premium difference.
KTM's Brad Binder is defying the odds and living up to being MotoGP's rookie sensation.
What's he doing? And so, viewers of South Africa, you are witnessing something.
The undisputed home of Diski now has a new home. Catch all of your favorite teams on the new PSL channel 202. Skawara, we've got all of the biggest clashes and expert analysis and all the flair of the beautiful game. That's the all-new PSL channel 202. Izani Nonke to your world of champions.
South Africa will be desperate to right the wrongs from their 57-0 defeat.
I was thinking to myself, maybe, it's time to move on.
My team was good. No one would have given this team a chance.
A country that so desperately needs to smile collectively has been given an emphatic reason to do so tonight.
Yes, winning the World Cup, lifting the World Cup, I believe it strongly.
Black Leopards, it is they that hold a 3-point lead at the top of the PSL promotion playoffs, courtesy of a Isaac Masia goal, well and truly within a half an hour. And it's been the man from up north that have done all the hard yards. They laid the foundation earlier on through the rise of Khulisa Mudau. Early warning shot, the first one post. A run of Mwapa Musondo was a sign of things to come. It was from that side, Fabian, that they ultimately scored.
Yes, indeed. Mudau, they playing in a good cross on the 6-yard line, and then Musonda couldn't connect with that ball.
Well, Musonda couldn't connect with the ball. Isaac Masia using his head to connect thoroughly for the 2 games running. And that got Black Leopards up and running a good header. Where was the marking? Where was the man in the back post? Who is that man Cohen Standard marking? Nobody, I'll tell you.
Yes, and Elazar Rogers there was also a little bit too late there for Masia. And again, we saw him scoring against DTM.
Chances few and far between, but there have been good chances for the Urban Warriors. First, a call for a penalty from Sipesi Klemkize. Referee Abadi saying there was no illegal play. Closer looks at a replay showed it was a 50-50. I think the man Abu Bakr did get a touch of the ball as well as the man, Fabian.
Yes, little did, but if I was Mkize there, he should have went for a shot, straightaway shot, not to touch the ball and wait for that contact again. But there you can see the bench of AJAX up. Coach is having a go at the ref to say that was a penalty.
Now you will see everything going through Grant Margaman. He's really tried his best in his 100th appearance for the Urban Warriors. First laying it on a play for Eliza Rogers, who thought to himself he wasn't in a good position. But that miss from Wakefield.
Wakefield should have at least got it on target there, or try and force Ndlovu to make a change there. This is the man, this is Mr. AJAX for me. You could see there, even there, slight touch more, he could have fallen. Elazar Rogers there, once again, he should have just closed his eyes and hit the ball there. But that was on a platter for Wakefield. But he opened up his body and the inside of his foot couldn't find the back of the net.
if they're to prove Wakefield needs to wake up in front of goal. That's how it's transpired over the course of the first half. It is Black Leopards that got the all-important goal from their only shot on target. AJAX Cape Town yet to register one ball possession stakes. It is the Urban Warriors who have been allowed through Pitoba Black Leopards to have all the ball in key areas. How do you think it's going to transpire in terms of breaking it down for Calvin Marlin? They are doing all their attacking, Black Leopards defending. We get your thoughts on how the subs as well are going to be used, Fabian. You've got the likes of Thabo Mosadi. We mentioned how crucial he may prove to be as well off the bench. For Black Leopards, you've got the likes of Temba Ndlovu and Tebogo Modiba if needed for Coach Morgan Shivambu. I think he's the more comfortable and confident of the two as things stand. Why not? His team hold a 1-goal lead and a 3-point lead at the top of the log as well.
Ten years ago, Doug used to speak to me about the team he's going to one day bring to the Tour de France, and we thought, yeah, right, Doug, yeah, keep it going, mate.
The team that was built in a dream. Africa had never been in the World Tour of Cycling, had never been at the Tour de France.
I think where there's a challenge, Doug will rise to it, but it comes at a lot of sacrifice.
Steve Cummings has won the day for MTN Quebec.
And Sergio Bowles at the back, he fell really heavily. Dougie Ryder, this is your team, this is your baby.
Maybe there's something good out of this.
On Monday.
Of course, individuals sometimes make the difference, and will make the difference because it's talent.
Jimenez is working as usual, and that is the way to start the season.
Fresh off securing maximum points, Wolves host Pep Guardiola's superstars, who are looking to kickstart their campaign with a bang. Aston Villa face Sheffield United, and Wolves battle Manchester City. The 2021 Premier League season, now on a dedicated SuperSport Premier League channel. Stay connected to DSTV. This broadcast is proudly brought to you by Discovery.
This weekend on SuperSport. On Saturday, the epic climax after 12 weeks of intense derby rugby down under. Experience the ultimate test as driver and machine are pushed to the limit. And the IPL kicks off with a star-studded affair in Abu Dhabi. Then, on Sunday, who will emerge victorious after 4 grueling days around Winged Foot? Last 4 action on Rome's prestigious red clay. And the Tour de France sprints to a close down the Champs-Élysées. Up your game this weekend on SuperSport.
On Sunday.
We had some good moments and we created some good chances. I could also feel some of my players are not fit.
Spurs and the Saints are out for redemption after misfiring on the opening day. Then,
we left space for improvement in our defending, let me say it like this.
the champions were forced to dig deep in a 7-goal thriller. Next, they take that gutsy attitude to the capital to face the energetic Blues.
Reece James going to try his luck. Oh, what a goal! Absolute firecracker.
Southampton host Spurs. Newcastle face Brighton. Chelsea battle Liverpool. And Leicester play Burnley. The 2021 Premier League season, now on a dedicated SuperSport Premier League channel. Stay connected to DSTV. This broadcast is proudly brought to you by Discovery.
Dedicated channels for your favorite sport is here. Channel 202 is now your home for the PSL with the best of the Premier League on 203 and La Liga on 204. Rugby, cricket, golf, tennis and motorsport have also moved to their very own home. And you can catch the very best headline-making live sport on Supersport Grandstand, a premium channel on 201. For more details about the new Supersport channel lineup, visit supersport.com/home of sport.
We dream along the road to success, knowing that innovation needs a home, drawing inspiration from life. Collaboration is what fuels excellence. We know that to go further, you must go together, because wisdom is vision with experience. We prepare today because tomorrow belongs to us. Glad Africa, we engineer history.
And 45 minutes for Kelvin Marlin and co to really still have the destinies in their own hands. As things stand, it is Black Leopards that are top of the promotion relegation playoff log on by a 3-point gap or cushion on a similar goal difference. It is at +4 each for Black Leopards and AJAX Cape Town. The man from Cape Town, starting the day with a superior goal difference, that's disappeared now. A crucial 45 minutes. You got the likes of Abednego Musiatlaga, who's not part of the matchday squad, providing and hoping to get that motivation going. As we mentioned, Grant Markham, just the one player that truly stood head and shoulders, that showed desire and fight for Kelvin Marlin. They need a few more to rally around him and ensure that AJAX Cape Town make a fist of it and not allow Black Leopards to run away with it, with still that game in hand on Monday at FNB Stadium against TTM that awaits. Now, the respective team talks have been done and dusted. Morgan Shivambu, I think he would have said, let's keep at it. The way we've played, the approach has been a spot on. We hold the advantage. Kelvin Marlin, what do you think his message would have been to his AJAX side? He got 45 minutes to save the season.
He will definitely say, guys, let's try and get a goal in the first 10-15 minutes of the second half. You saw them coming out against TTM in the second half and score 5 goals. So maybe they can pull it off again.
Well, they need a similar performance if they really need to, if they really harbor hopes of going back to the Premiership. No subs for Kelvin Marlin at the start of the second half. Mapa Musonda looking to save that one. All he does was concede. I think that was a goal kick, yeah. Morgan Shivambu as well as opted to make no trinkers or tweaks to his starting 11.
I think the club there were just trying to be clever, wanting to take on 2 Leopards players inside his box. Once again, he could have played it just back to Engelman or kick it up front, because Musonda and Matlava, they allowing them to have the ball at the back and then they try and squeeze them together.
Complete opposite of what you mentioned. Kelvin Marlin would have said, get an early goal and concede an early goal.
No, not indeed, because I'm telling you, the second goal, that will be a knockout blow for AJAX.
And should Leopards get a second, that'll be the 5th in 2.5 games. And speaking of goals, that man in picture, Liza Rogers, they need to get him a bit more service, more than a bit more, because they need to win considerably to allow themselves a chance because I'll tell you what, Black Leopards will go in guns blazing against TTM on Monday, knowing that goal difference may just prove to be the difference maker. I mean, I mentioned Lazar Rogers bagging 13 goals in all competitions, 9 in the regular season at the Gladbach Championship. Interestingly, the 2019-20 season, Fabi, in his best return in front of goal in his over 10 seasons as a pro at the age of 35, Nochal. And he's played in 34 games. Today he's 34th in all competitions. He scored for 4 for Free State Stars before his move back to Cape Town. That was 2 less than Wits in the 2017-18 season. So if you look back down the years, hasn't been a prolific goal scorer, but he's been in amongst the goals. And for him to produce the tally that he's done at the age that he's done is a testament to his commitment, really, and his sharpness.
It's obviously the experience he brings to you. He doesn't only score goals, he can also set up or create goals in and around the goal scoring area.
This man can as well. Tiklas Tukla, much younger than the evergreen Eliza Rogers. Tukla still only 21 years of age. He has much football still ahead of him, and is showing so much promise. Just to add to that, Lazar Rogers' stat in 2011-2012 was to date his most prolific campaign. He scored 12 in all comps as a fresh-faced striker for the team. He started his pro career with Santos over a decade ago. It was the third offside against Ito Tatuba. Kize. Butaka with a good run. Look at Rogers herring and getting into between the Black Leopards defenders. Butaka drops the shoulder and cuts in. Lovely save from King Nkogu. First real anger, shot in anger from the Urban Warriors. I think that message was simple from Calvin Marlin. Test them.
See Busaka there taking responsibility, showing Zulu is going to cross, close it down, get closer to inside the 18-yard area, and just took a shot there out of nowhere and forced King Ndovu to make that save.
Some strong words here in the dressing room. Whitfield delivers unmarked. The back post was Isaac Junior Sibande. Shot and comes in a second one at that. Ndovu with a double save. All these big moments that will turn the tide and show us who indeed will be the team that will end up in the ABSA Premiership next season. And these key saves from Ndovu. We're back at it again with a delicious delivery from Wakefield. On the transition, Mape Musonda. As AJAX keep themselves at the back, wall empty. Look at Musonda, there's two. As Mutuklas Tinka took the ball further away, just couldn't get it under control as that chance disappeared. They left themselves wide open with the Urban Warriors. That's the threat is still there on the transition for Ito Tatuba.
Yeah, indeed, that was a weak cross from Tuba there, and I think Leopards has more players than AJAX into that scoring area of AJAX Cape Town, and he should have had a bit more patience or try to commit stunder, and then he could have played it to Mape Musonda, because there were 2 Leopards players against 1 AJAX defender in the 6-yard area.
Stunder. We're still calling Standard fortuitously gets the ball. It's Wakefield looking to atone for his earlier error in the first half. Malcolm, I think, telegraphed what he was going to do there, but the referee Buddy says he was stopped illegally.
Look, I think this man is more mature than what his age is showing us on his ID. But look at that shot from Butaka, and obviously King was well aware. One with the left hand, one with the right hand. This is good for highlights. Look at King there, just parry that ball over his crossbar with his right hand.
He thought it was in, but King and Ndovu had other ideas 9 minutes before we hit the hour.
King has to take off his crown and be aware of what's happening around him. He just has to try and find the target. Don't want to go for glory or score, just find the target and rebounds. Anybody can run onto it there.
The Keys are looking to crumble King's empire. Asked for a handball, not to be. Chuka with the pace. Cover worker from Junior Sibande, former Taxa. David, important player.
And that's part. This man knows how to win playoffs, but it looks like this season it's not gonna be going his way. And obviously, once again, second season in a row for AJAX not to gain promotion.
I think Black Leopards edge AJAX in terms of promotion playoff experience. You look like Peki Zulu, who is in his second now, what you would call promotion playoff stint, having played for Jomo Cosmos back in the 2014-15 season with 2 games for them as Mfekana. Young Kaya Mfekana gets a yellow card for his efforts.
It seems so far now was just a bit late there on Makhetwa there, right in front of referee Paddy, and he has to show him the yellow.
Incidentally, that's the first yellow card of the tie. 53 minutes on the clock. Just some distance out. Not surely thinking about it. Or is he?
Going for it.
Short little run up, punches through the board. Ball goes out for a corner. Naba Musonda in supreme confidence. Why not? Club top goal scorer. Still just shy of his tally for last season back in 16. This season on 11 or 12 since early on.
Move in, please.
Good marking there from Nkumela, but nobody attacking the cross.
Makumela was in the right position there, just behind Eliza Rogers. So that's what you have to do, Temba. If your teammate missed the ball, you that are behind him, you have to cover everything that's coming over his head or that he can't reach them. You have to make sure you get it and clear it away. Good defending there from Makumela.
A good touch from Junior Sibande, taking him closer to outside there rather than trying to, well, get a tighter touch and have a quicker look. Instead, he had to go fetch the ball after that loose touch. Mukumela allowed to go back or forced to go back. Nick Hengelman looking for options. They go slowly forward. The pressure starting to build. I'm seeing some loose touches here from the Urban Warriors. First from Sibande, then now Hengelman, who takes his eye off the ball. Are they taking their eye off their prize? Being the PSL promotion playoff.
There was no pressure at all. I think he was taking both eyes off the ball. I hope that the eyes are not yet off the prize.
Let's see if Butaka will eye in on this one.
Butaka should have give a better cross there instead of playing it with his instep, which there was no power behind the ball, there was no accuracy in trying to find one of the AJAX players in that area.
Mfekane. Msipesikem Kiza makes an option for the pass. And then a late run as well from Dale Wakefield. I think that was Makhetwa or rather Mutau that got a crucial touch there that just thwarted Wakefield. It looked as if he had got him. That was close, Fabian.
Yes, indeed. I think Wakefield there should have just went in for a diving header or do everything. Good turn there from Matlaba.
That was Makhetwa there. Professor Nrute keeps on a check away now.
Finally, Matlaba.
There's the Chiefs Corps, yep. Also got them mixed up in the first half after a foul in the corner.
18 and
8, yeah. Plus the Chiefs Corps as well. Markham and powerful, purposeful. Will he find the pass? He does. Wakefield, he's lacking in confidence from what I see in the 56 minutes he's been on show. A different player from what we saw in his debut against TTM.
Yeah, Yeah, but I think he's coming up against an experienced campaigner in Mudau there, just knowing where to cover, how to cover him, and how to just position himself to get the ball away from Wakefield there. But earlier on you said, Temba, with their chance, that was once again a 70% chance for Ajax to score a goal. You don't have to make it look nice or touch it with an in-step or out-step. He should have went there, diving header, and throw his whole body behind the ball. It was just a touch there. Could have found the back of the net, but once again, I think the experience of Mudau, he just disturbed Wakefield.
Rogers in the wall, so wins up the header. The Standard looks for the quick 1-2. The veteran decides to go back to the captain. I think that hit Mudau in nowhere.
Who first deal Mudau? Because it's the second time now and he's going down.
Yeah.
And obviously you could see how he's finished. He shows the coaches there that he can't anymore. I mean, he's been playing through an injury, strapped up and everything, but this is the type of soldiers you need, warriors, when you go to war.
Still wincing his third start in the promotion playoffs. Over 22 appearances in the regular season Amsa Premiership. Double sub lined up for Kevin Marlin. Keegan Johannes did the trick against TTM in a losing cause. That his goal proved crucial, the winner in a 3-2 victory. Glove, we should handle that as well as Thabo Magadi. We mentioned him. I think Dale Wakefield has ran his race, and I can understand that potential sub there, Fabian.
Yes, indeed, and also I'm thinking the yellow-carded Fekana will obviously also make way for Johannes.
Yes, yep. Oh, space and an opportunity for Mataba. Pace not there anymore. What a amazing and well-timed cover tackle again by Isaac Nkapa. Not for the first time. Last-ditch tackle.
$1 million tackle or interception there.
Yeah. Played well for a man who last year had any competitive football back in August. With the hour still here at around Stadium, Black Leopards leading Ajax Cape Town. Will need a couple of more goals to give themselves some breathing space and most importantly hope that they can make it back into perhaps a premiership. I'll tell you, a key year for these two teams, 2018, as we just go through these subs first, is Keegan Johannes coming on for the yellow-carded Kaya Mfekani, and Dale Wakefield to be replaced by the more experienced Thabo Musadi. Another sub appearance for Musadi. See Johannes going to his regular right back position, which tells me perhaps Mukumela might, by the looks of it, move to midfield. He's currently situated. We'll figure it out as it goes, Fabian.
Yeah, he's going into that defensive midfield position where Fekana was operating just in front of the two centre-backs, Sibande and Ntapu.
Very versatile player is Tendo Mukumela.
Yes, and also he also had a good shot on him as he goes closer to the goal-scoring area of King Dovu. He can maybe try and hit the shot, just find a better net. Because he is the top goal scorer in terms of the defenders.
Yeah, 5, that's not bad at all.
Team, yeah.
Oh, Hendelman drops the ball. Living dangerously to steal a title song by famous Jamaican artist.
He's to be quiet. There you have to make sure, keep your eyes on the ball and make sure that. But once again, he was in the air and he had maybe to drop it because of he was outside his box, and Sibande was at least hands on in front of Matlaba to just clear that ball.
Nerves do funny things to people. Tuka. I think they telegraphed it between the two of them, Matlaba and Tuka. I think you saw the subs of Mosadi and Johannes. I think they're really missing Musiakaha, who provides such a great follow to Lazar Rogers. That ball should go out for a goal kick, which it does. And in between Rogers and Musiakaha, they've scored more than 50% of the team's goals. 18 goals for the 26-year-old Musiakaha. Yet to score in the promotion playoffs. Last time the former Fitz product scored was in a 3-0 win on the final day of the NFD season, as Kukang comes in for the 34-year-old Robert Mugambi, so going for some freshness. There's Andy Swat-Dawode. Yeah, they injured Ukulusa Mudau lasted 60. He really battled on for 63 minutes before hobbling off and being replaced by Andy Swat-Dawode. He makes his first appearance in the promotion relegation playoffs.
And it's a straight substitution there, like for like. Kutang coming in for Gambe to play the just off the shoulders of Sonda. Standard there, taking no chances, don't even want to play it back to Hengerman. And just playing it out there for a corner kick. Now Ajax has to now do that mixed marking again and try to attack the ball and not allow any yellow jersey to get the ball in front of them.
Black Leopards, the highest scoring team in this mini log from set pieces. His first involvement, Kukang, is to deliver from the corner. They have fifth. Nasia Joe was on the low kick. It's a near poster, a delivery. That was from quite some distance out. That had to be extra spectacular for us to beat Hengerman.
Looks like Joe again trying his luck to say, if Nasia can score, why can't I also score?
If Leopards go on to win this game, it'll be the third win on the bounce, and that's how you breed confidence heading into that crucial clash on Monday against TTM. They really will be pumping, full of confidence. Yet to lose in the promotion playoffs. These things stand,
and that's very unlikely to see happening on Monday. I think Ajax has to do the business here. They still have some time. They still have to find a way to get the equalizer. And when the first goal comes, the second one is
Magoman still has something to say about it. He's so bullish, carrying away, but it's just not happening for the Ajax captain. You can see he really wants it so badly, but another one again.
Again, I think Zulu just to this ground and trying to control it. He doesn't want it to commit, but this man is using everything he has. He's trying, he's giving it all because he wants a victory in his 100th appearance for the game.
Yeah, he's been acquainting some of the Black Leopards players to the Rand Stadium grass. Mutaka, as Rogers just with a lazy left foot, leaning back. He remonstrates it himself.
Mutaka there was a good cross, but he had a little bit of space more to good touch here to get away from his marker. And look there again on the edge. He has to go in with the ball and try to commit one of the two centre backs because they stood their ground and you see that they're just stretching his leg out. And like you said, Elazar Rogers couldn't get his left foot around that ball.
think he caught in Dawonde, the sub still cold. We just left him in his wake. It was too easy. Abubakar. That's a foul. It was saying that the last two games, it's all been victories for Black Leopards and coach Morgan Shivambu. Their last loss was a 3-0 loss against Mamelodi Sundowns in the last day of the season. The AJAX have had 3 wins in their last 4. The only blotch on that record against the very same team they're playing in a 1-0 loss to Black Leopards, Lukumela. There's the support. Slowly he comes in the form of young Butaka. Margaman has some keys in front of him. Johannes, the first touch for Tabo Musadi. That's a handball by Musadi. Lucky there.
Musadi was forcing that through pass there to Elisa Rogers. He could have just played it back to Johannes or back to Margaman and open himself up again or find the space again, but he wanted to run and connect with Elisa Rogers, which you can see the Leopards play, especially between the midfield and the defenders. That defensive block, they are not allowing AJAX their direct balls to play it straight to Rogers.
I mentioned earlier the year 2018, key year in these two clubs' history. I mean, in May of 2018, Toyando Stadium roared Black Leopards back into the Premier Soccer League for the first time in half a decade, when the Limpopo-based team posted a dramatic 1-0 promotion or relegation playoff, and that was against Cosmos Ndlovu, who uses his head wisely there. Leopards went on to an unassailable 8 points to guarantee the Limpopo's team return to the PSL. That left the remaining game between Cosmos and relegated Platinum Stars at Fosco Stadium near Academics. And prior to that, Lito Tatuba had spent 5 years in the National First Division, during which time they perennially reached the promotion playoffs and fallen at the last hurdle. They spent 9 seasons of being in the PSL before their relegation as the last place team in the season of 2012-13. That's Black Leopards. AJAX, if you think back what happened in 2018 to them, well, they'll be hoping to banish that memory. They were relegated from South Africa's top flight after fielding an eligible player. Remember that one? South African Football Association ruling that Delvin Lawrence should forfeit 3 matches that Zimbabwean Tendai Ndora had appeared in.
And that was actually sad, because Ndoro fitted in well, came in late in Jan, and obviously scored the goals that got AJAX away from that relegation zone. But hey, they found themselves being relegated because of the registration and for breaking the rules.
AJAX dominating possession, but I think that suits the Black Leopards. Yeah, just to add on to that, at the time AJAX were the third club that Ndora had played for that season. We've also been with Orlando Pirates and lastly of Saudi Arabia, contrary to FIFA regulations. The Platinum Stars originally that year finished bottom of the Premiership, but the points they gained from AJAX's which had lifted them to 27. Kutang looks to go past Johannes, easily dealt with by Isaac Nkaporela. Another sub looks to be approaching. That's an interesting hairstyle there from Kutang. What do you call that one, Fabian? The pineapple?
It's a Jabulani look mohawk. You know that you don't know, is it dreadlocks or is it sticks or what is it? But I mean, this the young man from the Mountain Kingdom, Lesotho International, he is fitted in well in this Leopards team.
Yeah, so still so much to play for in this game. Not looking good though for AJAX, because they really needed to score a couple of goals, more than a couple, to ensure they're comfortable when they watch Monday's game. But I think it's going to be squeaky bum time How are you watching this game and how are you taking it? Which side are you on? Lito Tatuba, the Urban Warriors. Let us know. Hashtag SS Diski. See a lot of Chiefs fans on there.
You know, the people love football, irrespective of what happened end of the PSL season. You know,
we're not gonna go there.
Please don't.
Yeah, I know,
but
yeah.
you know, the peace loving and love and peace supporters, they always watch.
That's that guy there next to the man with the dreadlocks. Look at that facial expression, Fabian. Papa Sal dance. Oh, the chief would think his team is losing.
The way he's standing, he knows and say to himself, this is not convincing. If Ajax can get one, obviously, you know, that motivation and stuff can lead and get the second goal. So they have to find a way to find an equalizer rather sooner than later to get the chance to go for that second goal, because Ajax need goals.
Well, they need goals, but they look like they're going to introduce a defender. Roy Mahamudza about to come on. There's the jersey off, on the looks of it.
I think Ntlapo is going to make way. He had this. He is fought, he's run the race, and obviously he gave this all, so that I think now the cramps is creeping in, and you can't afford or allow that to happen, especially with your last man or last line in defense.
There's a shot there of Mahamudza. I think you definitely hit the nail on the head there. Capo having not had too much football since August, just needing a rest. He's been good. He's really done some great cover work for Junior Sibande.
If I was Coach Kelvin Marlon, I should have taken the risk and say, let me play with three defenders, bring Johannes in and Cohen, tuck him in, and bring in Kabwe in the middle of the park there to say operate on the far left hand side. So the three defense stay there, and then the rest of them are taking, with obviously Makumela just sitting right in front of them in the middle there.
He might be thinking to push Mukomela right up there to join the likes of Rogers. He is the highest scoring defender in amongst their ranks. Captain Ntlapo off, old man Mahamudza on.
The experienced Roy Mahamudza.
The evergreen Roy Mahamudza.
Well-traveled Roy Mahamudza.
Rogers. Margaman slightly momentarily took his eye off the ball. We haven't said that too much. He's been outstanding really as the Pac-Man. He's done with game, century for the Nkamva team. Kukla straight at all positioned on a cameraman.
Not a bad effort at all, but I think he had more options on the left hand side there with Makaba standing free on the 18-yard line, waiting and screaming for the pass. But
incidentally, this is Mahamudza's fifth game of the 2019-20 campaign. Only played a handful of games in the regular season in the National First Division, 3 to be exact, and all 3 of them are from the subs bench.
I think he just joined Ajax in Jan, so they couldn't find his way in the defense, where the partnership of Ntlapo and Sibande was well consistent throughout the beginning of the season.
We started one of the promotion relegation playoffs. That was the game against the very same team that we see today. In match day 2. Sibande, Margaman dropping deeper and deeper, looking to dictate terms, make something happen, create something out of nothing. Hasn't happened as yet. Saka with a good run, and keeps it. two options, but he finds none. That's disappointing from the 21-year-old midfielder.
I thought he was going to have a crack, take a shot at goal, or he could have just played it wide out to Musade and get himself into that box.
With 13 minutes and counting. I think, as I mentioned, that experience that Black Leopards have in the promotion relegation playoffs is starting to show. Maybe they stick to their game plan and not change much during the duration of the game is absolutely really outstanding to see. Then you got Zulu, Do, Masi and Mudau, as well as Ndlovu. All of a bit of a promotion, relegation, promotion experience as well at that. Far more than that compared to the likes of young Kumani Buchaka, 21-year-old Sipesi Mkhize, Grant Margaman as well, even though having hit a century over goals for a game, should I say, for AJAX Cape Town, hasn't been in this sort of pressure cooker.
Yeah, and I think it's just, I hope sooner or later in the future it can be changed. Let's go back to the old school way where two teams from the PSL go down and two teams from the championship-led Africa Championship automatically win promotion straight away into the top flight.
I think I concur with you,
because this playoffs, we've seen it, are definitely favorable to the PSL team that are coming down to play and have a second chance to secure their status.
Why do you think is that? I'll ask you why. Because the margin of victory, will dissect that to stride for stride with another fantastic goal for Mopa Musonda. That's what I was going to say. But that man Koa Stander was marking him tightly. Mopa Musonda says we cheated. That's that sugar. Sugar did it. It was on the way back to exactly that behind him. The ABSA promotion.
What a way to celebrate a good tap in, find the back of the net of Angelman, and you could see there Sibande should have kept his eye on Musonda. He was ball watching, he was looking at Koa Stander dealing with Tutlwa on the right hand side, but here you see that flick there Mopa Musonda gave, Matlaba hold it up, give that ball to Kutlong, and there again Stander take too long to Sibande or Wema Mutsa. One of them couldn't find a way to stop Musonda from finding the back of the net. Hengelman again, he wasn't in the middle of his goalpost, was leaning towards the right hand side of his goalpost. This for me, game set, looks like it's going to be match. Leopards are securing their status in the PSL.
And as you just said, that this sort of mini league favors the teams in the Premiership. They show you why. Mopa Musonda incidentally with the 12th in all competitions, scoring for a fourth game in a row, for 4 games out of 5 for Black Leopards. It's been a prolific form. So much relies on the Zambian's ability shoulders, and he carries it with aplomb.
Carrying it with everything, you know, the armband, he's given the armband. He was the only one who was going to have to score and find a way to keep or score Black Leopards back into the PSL, and you could see their good composure as the ball was coming towards him. He knew where he wanted to put that ball, kept it low and just played. That was an easy tap in, and you could see even the celebrations. He found himself laying in front of the PSL signboard, advertised board.
We'll get back to the question now, the setup of this mini league. Let's just take in this free kick first, a 3-man wall for Didota Duba, and it looks as if they're going to make a double sub as well with 9 minutes on the clock. Up steps up. Johannes, wicked curve, but not enough direction.
Yeah, you could see the trip to the top, the idea was there, the technique, and even the power was right behind the ball. It just was a bit slightly off the right-hand side of where Kings goes.
Polani Ndlovu in alongside his teammate Mokoena as well. There's confirmation. Mr. X Ndlovu being Polani Ndlovu. Now, let me try to get my question into you, Fabian. As you mentioned the point about the advantage it seems to have for the Premier League base size as confirmation of the subs. You look at the overall points tally of the teams that won the National First Division as well as the Absa Prem. Morocco Swallows finished on 57 points. Mamelodi Sundowns finished on 59. That's a 2-point difference. And when it comes to these sort of games in the promotion playoffs, the gap seems to be so much bigger. If you look at the actual points tally this season, it was far closer from the winner of the Premier League, the Premiership, and the winner of the Glad Africa Championship. Why is it that the gap seems to be so far wide when it comes to the promotion playoffs?
Obviously, the under-23 rule also in the championship, Glad Africa Championship, is also not helping in that way when the teams get themselves into this playoff position. Where else for the PSL team, it suits them well because throughout the season they don't play with that rule. They can play anyone at any given day or any time they want to play them. So now you find yourself in AJAX case, you see they started with about 6 under-23 players, and we know they came into the bubble with about 9 of the reserve team players. So overall, I think the PSL team just has so much more advantage than the teams from the Glad Africa Championship in the playoffs.
Good or bad season for the Urban Warriors. Back heel for Johannes Mkhize, runs out of grass, finished second in the Glad Africa Championship title race, and now seem to be heading for a second place finish as well in the promotion playoffs. Rodrigue Kabwe about to come on for the last 6 minutes alongside the free scoring Sonwabile Mfekane. A bit too late for introduction of Mfekane, methinks, but who knows, they might just get 3 goals out of the blue. And is that the last time we see Grant Margaman in the AJAX in the colours of AJAX Cape Town? Well played. I think arguably the man of the match for anybody in AJAX colours. Really toiled and tried hard and showed that burning desire as well as skill. Just wasn't to be for the Pac-Man.
And also playing with an injury, you could see the first games in the bubble, they must see him. As soon as he came back, I started getting that win in the bubble. But once again, I think the championship and the playoffs, it ended off in similar style or fashion, or in a way where the team that were leading for the better half of the season found themselves not lifting the trophy.
How ironic that it's almost as if a passing on of the baton. Margaman, who spent over 12 years at the Kamva passing on the baton or coming on, being taken off. We came on Sonwabile Mfekane, another one who's just starting his journey. Baby steps for Sonwabile Mfekane at the Urban Warriors. How ironic is that? Rogers, he's seen and done it all. Does he have one more trick up his sleeve this season? In his highest goal scoring season to date in all competitions. The 35-year-old. Playing over 145 games for his beloved Santos, scoring 31 goals. And after found various homes for himself after that. Wits, Free State Stars, down. He's been there.
Look, he's been from Western Cape, Northwest, Free State, Gauteng, back to Western Cape. But hey, he's scoring goals and he's just showing off. And the experience he gained over the years. I mean, even in this game, you could see he's trying his best. He wanted to get onto the score sheet, and I think he should have leave that 3 goals midweek to come and score it today, because this is where AJAX needed the goals, and you know, it seems like it's not gonna even happen where they score a single goal in this game.
You mentioned that big miss with Nico Musiatlaga. 50% of the goals between Musiatlaga and Rogers for Kelvin Marlin. Musiatlaga only on a watching brief today. I think that really missed his pace as well as directness. Dovetails nicely with Rogers, who's more of a target man. Musadi. Tabo Musadi going nowhere slowly. CPC can keys it. Eternal Mukumela in an advanced role and unfamiliar almost. That showed with that pass. 3 minutes to go. King and Grove, who says anyway, will do, remonstrates with himself as he wastes that possession. I think it's best to perhaps just keep the ball. Game management, Fabian.
Yeah, but I think King Globo could see there Matlaba was in between Sibande and Wema Mutsa, and he wanted to play just behind Sibande for Matlaba to run into the space.
Oh, clever flick on from Rogers. Mukumela with the shot, and Ndlovu with the third big save in this game. I think he's denied 3 really good goal-scoring chances for the Urban Warriors. King Ndlovu with a royal flush of a performance. It's getting heated on the sidelines. Sibande and Musonda both seeing yellow papa from referee Lokolo Badi. Players all separating each other. Ref Badi saying, calm down, we are winning, calm down.
Tom is asking Wape, why are you fighting? You are winning. Relax. And what's happening? You can see, understand the frustration on Sibande. Obviously, I think Musonda there was just giving him a nod there after the referee has blown the whistle, or he kicked the ball away as Sibande was going to get the ball to play that free kick. I think King Glovo make 3 crucial saves, and I think for me, looks like he can be the man of the match.
Yeah, potentially. I think he definitely stood up. Wasn't overused or overworked at all. This is how it all started. A stamp from Musonda, which the AJAX players did not take too kindly to, particularly Junior Sibande. So Rodri Kabwe. Disappointing delivery there from the experienced Kabwe.
Look, I don't know why Coach Kelly is keeping this man onto the bench. You could see his first game, and he had so much impact in that game.
He came back against TTM, they won. Rogers winning the header, but not winning the battle against Ndlovu. And it proved such a catalyst for the AJAX midfield and the team. And the likes of Margaman and Nkiza then rallied around the Kabwe. The moment he's out of the team, I think they miss something. A guy who can do good work going forward and stay defensively astute as well.
Yeah, and especially in aerial balls, he's so good. He's challenging for all those boys in the air and even on the ground. He has a good left foot on him.
Yeah, the champion has really been a perfect forward for the 2 20-something-year-olds, Margaman and Mkhize. Now, 5 minutes of optional time. Quick question. And finally ask you this. Good or bad season for the Urban Warriors? Were pipped to the Glad Africa Championship title. Came second. Looks as if they want to come second again. This time in the PSL promotion playoffs.
Look, I would say bad. Number 1, parting ways with the coach during the January or December break. And obviously also allowing Jody February to go on loan to Cape Moya. And the AJAX team for me was just too thin going into the bubble or finishing off the season. And now you can see it here with injuries to key players. Tabo Musari was injured, missed few games. Musiatlaga is injured now. There is no like for like or direct replacement or somebody to come in with that experience. We know AJAX are very good in terms of developing, but sometimes in these type of situations or games or the way they lost the league to Morocco Swallows, I will say bad season at all.
And I think experience in the encountered for Swallows, Cheese Boy Mukwena. You look at the likes of those around him as well. So much experience in and amongst that squad. Whereas compared to AJAX Cape Town, Rogers, Mahamuta, Nkapo, a couple of the elder figures are there, but the majority of the squad, the average age is around 23 years old. So really a building foundation for Kelvin Marlin in 2019-20, and possibly just missing that experience of January, February, as we mentioned, and the likes. Maybe in the end, not enough or gas in the tank. But they'll learn. Kelvin Marlin, I think, will find positives and tell them exactly that. We will learn, we'll get better from these losses. They do say you learn more in a loss than in a win.
Yeah, but once again now, you ask yourself how many of the experienced players will want to sit and fight another season in the championship. And you know, Ajax also seeing, I think, you can see Abubakar is just waving at the hand, and I don't know, is it that serious, or is he just buying time and say, let the 5 minutes, let the clock tick so that we can start celebrating. Another yellow card there for the other brother.
Yeah. And you raise such a good point, a valid one at that. You look at the elder figures. Rogers now 35, Mohamed's 38. That's a replay of the foul and an earlier attempt at that big save by Ndlovu. Thabo Mosadi, 30 years old as well. He must be thinking, I don't want to be wasting my later years in the first division.
King Ndlovu just make that save look so good, and TV1 you could understand. Here again, Makumela set him up right, but I think he hit the ball into the ground instead of trying to hit it straight toward the goals of King. But then I think that bounce allowed King to adjust himself and to make that save.
I think what also helped King is how long he stood up, just closing the angles and making himself bigger for Tendo Mukumela, who rushed his shot in the end.
Yeah, he didn't dive before or made up his mind to say, I'm going to go that way.
It's Kukang. Musonda ambling in. Oh, that pass was a good idea to try find that Alani Ndlovu, who shot from quite some distance. Doesn't trouble Mikengamin though.
That's from Abubakar?
Yeah. There's power there. Look from the look at that swerve in and out.
Look, I think if he didn't have that swerve there a little bit higher than that, he could have maybe find the back of the net. That goals you normally see them scored from like the likes of Michael Essien, our own Jabulani Mendu, or Brad Lompo, not Lompo. You got the name Brad Lompo.
I've really been impressed by Mamuna Bugaka, 27 years of age, reaching his prime with the Black Leopards. We spent the last couple of years, 4 to be exact, with the Leopards. And he's a seasoned campaigner. He goes about his business quite quietly. He made 19 appearances in the regular season, made 3 starts for Morgan Shivambu in the promotion playoffs, a man that they really do trust. A man who doesn't get too many goals, or at least scored that one, that would have been spectacular in his first in 4 years at Fabian. And with that, Lopadi ends, I think, potentially the dream of Ajax Cape Town. Finally, he can smile.
There's the smile. There's the smile. Hands in his jacket. That's the smile of the king.
Well, it's all heading now to Monday. What Camp Black Leopards are muster up against a Porteous TTM defense that's leaked the highest numbers of goal of anybody in the 3-team log. Mwape Musondo scoring is the 12th of the season, scoring in the last 4 of the team's 5 games. And it looks as if the Black Leopards train is just while chugging on and on. He did say before the promotion playoffs that, you know what, Black Leopards will still be an Absa Premiership team come out the 2020-21 season. He looks as if he may know something. Confidence in amongst the ranks that we perhaps don't get to see. What a game it's been here at Rand Stadium. Ajax Cape Town not once but twice falling victim to the Black Leopards' curse as they gnawed away at their men from the Western Cape. Tau Matlaba has been a consistent performer for Morgan Shivambu alongside the likes of the reliable Musonda. I think Ndo and Isaac Masia are crucial in what they do at the back, as they recorded yet another clean sheet for coach Morgan Shivambu. You see what it means to the likes of Kulisa Mutau, who had to haul off. He was injured for 63 minutes that he was on the field, but and then gave away to teammate Ndwandwe. You see exactly the scenes at Rand Stadium. Jubilant, Fabian, they know it. They're close. The finish line is in sight. Sipesihle Keys and go back to the drawing board.
Yes, indeed. I think this is also a hard one for AJAX to say that yet so close, but then they couldn't get over that final hurdle there. Elijah Rogers could see that to say, look, couldn't find the back of the net, and this now it will mean how are you going to get this team together again? How are you going to find that motivation to bring them back and say, let's try and fight again another season in the Glad Africa Championship? But I think for Leopards is they have the advantage coming into the playoffs. Each and every team from whenever the playoffs started always had that advantage when they come into the playoffs up against the Glad Africa teams that competed throughout the season because of, once again I said, the under 23 rule. But in terms of AJAX, there is a few factors that led to them allowing Swallows to come and take the league from them on the last day in terms of the goal differences. And here once again you could see they couldn't compete with Leopards.
Way two for the likes of 22-year-old Mukumela. So much still to be decided. In the end, Black Leopards doing it twice to AJAX Cape Town. 2-0 at full time.
A big thank you to our commentary team, and that is the story here at the Rand Stadium as the Black Leopards are able to return with their status, of course, in the Premiership. And for AJAX Cape Town, again at the same venue, scenes of just sadness. Now joining me, we have the coach of AJAX Cape Town, Coach Kelvin Marlin. Coach, when the team tried as much as they did, and you look at the stats as well, dominating but unable to just find that lethal pass, how does it feel right now, just looking at the whole season?
No, it's just frustrating. On this whole trip here, we couldn't put two games together of good quality play. There was always the worry when you have a couple of youngsters in the team just to keep the consistency going. That showed a bit today compared to how we played against TTM 3 days ago. But that's kind of been the story of this trip. We just couldn't get things going. The first half, whatever we said in the change room, they do the exact opposite at times and don't play to instructions, making silly errors continuously on the ball, simple passes, the wrong ball, the wrong decisions. So yeah, we've got ourselves to blame at the end of the day.
And looking at the second half, Coach, the fighting spirit within the boys, we saw different players playing different positions, just trying to get into the groove of things.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I mean, if you're not playing flowing football, you got to try a few things, upset the court a bit by moving players around. I think we were quite static at times. They pretty much went man for man on the field and gave us no time on the ball. We did the exact opposite. When we wanted to press, we were late every moment in the game. We were always second best to everything.
And it also comes down to the experience as well that Black Leopards showed. You look at the squad that you have, quite a young squad, and like you're talking about those little mistakes that they made with both Black Leopards, they had that experience to try and just manage the game.
Yeah, you could see the quality in their team. I mean, the years of experience, the qualities of Mchlaba and them, and their captain up front made a big difference to their team, and also at the back. We knew, for argument's sake, like the set pieces is massive in a game like this, and I warned the players as well that a simple thing like a set piece can change a game, and there it happened. First, I think, second corner they scored from. So yeah, the experience in a game in these big moments is where you want players to stand up and be counted, and I think a couple of us weren't there today.
It's another season in the Glad Africa Championship. It was not to be. Thank you so much, Coach.
All right, cheers.
It was not to be for AJAX Cape Town here today. Unable to score, they needed to at least get a draw or a victory to put pressure to Black Leopards. The coach of Black Leopards now joins me, Coach Morgan Shivambu. Coach, the excitement was there. We saw scenes of jubilation just in terms of what it means to the team, the management and everybody to make sure that Black Leopards return to the Premiership.
Yeah, thanks. I think we've been saying Litota since, but today the day has arrived. So everyone, I believe the Black Leopard family, we thank them for everything. They've been behind us. They've been praying for us. So thanks also to the guys from the technical team, to the players. they gave everything. Since we came here in the bubble, they gave everything. So well done to them.
The focus as well, from finding out on the last day of the ABSA Premiership season that you would have to go to the promotional playoffs, and then they get here and they still maintain that pristine record of not losing but just conceding one.
Yeah, going back to that last game, I think it hit us a bit, but immediately we reached the hotel, we managed to sit the guys down. We spoke to them. They understood that the time we came to the bubble first day, we were number last. We managed to collect 9 points, though we end up on number 15. But that's where we managed to make them understand that we came here, no one gave us a chance. But now we're on number 15. We have to take it from there. We have to go to playoffs, and we believe that we're gonna make it. Looking at the teams that we're playing against, so I'm happy for the guys.
Coach, congratulations. You will be in top flight football for the season of 2020-2021. That is the coach of Black Leopards, Coach Morgan Shivambu. 2-0 victory here for Black Leopards. Make sure that, of course, they get that return ticket to top flight football. They're still undefeated in the playoffs. As things currently stand, well, it is the Black Leopards that will be going through to top flight football. From everyone here at the Rand Stadium, it's goodbye and take care.
Hey Africa, it's Ricochet here.